Hopefully I can be heard. Let me turn this up a little bit. 1, 2, 3. I haven't streamed in a long time, so I am a little rusty at this. And I got this new light. So I got this new like tube light from Ambifil. It's like $60 for this thing, and it's almost like 2 feet long, right? Just really, really cool. Of course, the battery just ran out. I'm gonna put this to charge. Okay, well, charge. So, what's up, everyone? I'm back at it. I am going to be attempting to make a whole bunch of content really, really soon. I've been working double. I've been working. Hey, what desktop is this? Oh my gosh. Why isn't my screen showing up? Oh boy. Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness. I was like, what's going on? I'm gonna move the chat. Where am I gonna move it? I'll move it right there so I can see if there's anyone talking to me. I apologize, I'm not feeling the best. I'm actually fine. It's just the symptoms need to go away. And I had to go get my daughter from school too, so she's hanging out in the studio. And so yeah, we just edited, man. We hanging out together, we chilling, we eating lunch together, being not well together. All right, so let me just show y'all what I got so far. Okay, so first, this is what we started out with. I kind of cut off her foot on this one, but there's other images where I actually have her feet in the right. I have her feet completely captured, because I know some people are going to be like, you cut off her foot. Well, yeah. So the first one, I fixed the background. This first layer, I fixed the background. Actually, the image is a little tilted. Anyways, I'll fix that at the end. Okay. Hey, what's up?
Yo, you at the studio right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was wondering because I'm like, I didn't see you. So I'm just like,
How are you home so early?
looking at his profile.
How are you home so early?
It's half day.
Oh, it's half day. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm home. I mean, I'm at the studio. Symphony's here with me, so I guess I'm gonna bring her home in a second, because I didn't know you had a half day.
Alright. Wait, so that didn't go to school?
She wasn't feeling good, so I had to pick her up.
Also, can I have some lemon cake?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. See ya.
See you.
Okay. Life of a father. How do I keep this on top? Can I keep it on top? Guess not. Oh no. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna try not to do that the whole time. Ooh, this is so bad. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really, really sorry. Anyways, so this is a background layer, and then I did some what do you call it? Some frequency separation, clean up the skin. So in the frequency separation, I I actually also did a bunch of paint layers. So that's it with just like using the mixer brush to kind of clear up the skin and stuff, to clear up the tone of the skin. So let me show you with just mixer brush and also the stamp tool to get rid of the blemishes, the other blemishes. And then I didn't like what was going on around her neck here. So then I got, I don't know if you guys can see that, I got a paintbrush and I start painting in a tone that will kind of help fix that tone around her neck. And then after I did that, now I start to see a whole bunch of other stuff. So then I painted in some other tones on her chest because I didn't like what was going on here. And these are like kind of tan lines or lines that come from your outfit and stuff like that. So I've kind of fixed those tones a little bit, just kind of even them out, not completely gone. And then I saw some tones on her arm right here that I wanted to fix. And the reason too, because I didn't do that on the previous images, and so it pops a lot. Once I add contrast, they pop out a lot on the other images, and so I didn't like what that was doing. Okay, and so let me see what's up with this. This is kind of dark though. Okay, that looks much better. All right, so that's 25, 50. All right, sweet. So if you look at this one, this is the before, and this is the after. All right, that's what we're doing. That's what we're aiming for. Let me save this and move on to this one. So I need to finish up this one. The next thing I'm seeing, real quick, is over on her legs. You got a lot of like green veins and stuff. I'm not sure if I want to do anything about that, and it's kind of annoying. I might be able to do that on the bottom layer. Okay. So I'm just gonna take my mixer brush and just, whoa, is that mixer? Yep. And just try to mix that thing out a little bit. Is that doing anything? You okay, Mama? Yeah. Okay. Hey, Judah's home already. So I'm gonna take you home really soon. But I'll need you to take a nap, okay? So you can feel better. You heard me? Little girl. Yeah? You heard me? No, what'd you say? Forget it. What's it? I said I'm about to take you home because Judah is already home. But when you get home, you need to take a nap. Because Mom thinks it's allergies. Okay. That softened up the green lines a lot. Alright, I'm gonna push it a little bit more here. I'm trying not to zoom in so close because I'm messing up the shadows. Now, to tell the truth, guys, this is for social media. Where's my chat window? Jeez, on bread. That's not it. Okay. I'm also pull it up on my phone here. Sorry, it's been a long time since I went live, guys, so I'm a little rusty. Tabby rusty. Alright, so if you're watching this now or later, please remember to like and subscribe. Even though I am sniffling like crazy in the mic, I apologize for that. Just consider it to be like, you know, ASMR for sniffles. If you like sniffling ASMR. I've been seeing a lot of like talk about like Nikon buying Red. And the crazy thing is, like, I've been meaning to, like, I want to save up all my pennies and purchase a Red camera. Like, I want to start a Red camera fund and start putting money into it so I can purchase a Red camera. Because I want to film some stories and some movies and stuff like that. Now, no offense to anyone who lives in Hollywood, but I don't necessarily want to go to Hollywood. I kind of just want to make some indie films. Who knows, that might change later. So right now I'm writing a script and I'm hoping that by next year it'll be finished. And so right now I'm working on the outline, and the outline is almost finished. I have like the basic skeleton of the outline already, but I'm filling in the details. And so the plan is, especially with the outline, is to just fill in the outline so much that by the time it's finished, all I would need to do is just write the dialogue. And for me, I admit, like, dialogue isn't my zhuzh. It's not my thing. Let's check this. Nice. That looks really good. See on her forehead. Dodge and burn is magical. See, like right here, there's some like a dark spot where it's actually supposed to be. It's just the shape of her head, shape of her skull. So that's supposed to be light. So I just kind of filled it in just a little bit to kind of even that out. Naturally, could take a little more. Could take a little more. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's nice. That's good, I think. I haven't really done like a detailed retouching in a long time. And really, honestly, the reason for that is like detail retouching can take a long time. So I'm meaning to try out Retouch for Me, that AI program, and they just sent me an email that they have this online version of Retouch for Me, and so for me to try it out. Look, man, at this point, I'm like anything to kind of save me time, because I realize time is so, I don't know, the older you get to, time just time seems to move just incredibly fast. And so this year I actually turned 40. And I feel like people say, like, when you get older and older, like, time just moves even quicker. Like, a week now feels like what my days used to feel like when I was a kid. Okay, I'm not gonna go detailed on this. Okay, so of course, one of the issues we're running into here is that her face is darker than her body. Like this part of her body down here is actually really bright, and her face is more in shadow, which is normal for everyone. So first, I'm gonna do a stamp visible layer. I'm gonna do a sharpen. Just do 5 on a high pass. And the reason why I'm doing a high pass at 5 also is just because all the other images that I edited in this series of images to give back to the client, I did them all. I did a sharp all at 5, so I want to kind of keep it consistent. So I'm going to do a sharp at 5, and then I'm going to put it on a hard light layer. It's going to give me this kind of textured look, right? It's kind of sharp, but it's just really textured. I don't know how. Oh shoot, there's no catch light in her eyes. Okay. So this really textured look. So I'm not going to use it at full strength though. I'm going to drop it to 60% again, just because all the other images are at 60%. I'm going to name this sharp. And I'm going to add noise. And so it's going to be really, really textured. This is not your clean image. My images are generally not clean anymore anyways. Let me move this down to 50% here. I forgot to do that. I was wondering why this image was so noisy. So this is your noisy image. I'm going to use only 50%. Okay. Now, let me group that and so you can see the before and after. So this is before all the texture. I'm going to call it my texture layer. Adding texture to the image. So that's before, and this is the texture afterwards. So right now, because I dropped the opacity on it, it's kind of subtle. But I'm actually gonna add some. I'm gonna add. See if I can add a catch light. Do I want to add a catch light or just brighten her eyes? Let me try brightening first, and then we'll add a catch light if we need to. So I'm gonna take a levels layer. I'm gonna crank it all the way up until I see her eyes get brighter. Like around there. What am I gonna do? Maybe change it to luminosity. No, that's color. Luminosity. And I'm going to invert the layer. And so let's try that. So yeah, I was saying about red cameras. That they are. Right now I'm like a big Sony user, and I use Sony on like my wedding films and stuff. Okay, I'm not seeing anything. Let's crank up the opacity on that to about 15. And let's try that again. Okay. All right, so what's happening is that you can see like the reflection of the backdrop because her eyes are on the level of the backdrop. So you can see like the reflection of the backdrop in her eyes, which is not the most flattering thing. Okay, let me reduce the opacity on that. And I am going to take a paintbrush, change it to white, and I'm going to add, I see a little speck of light right here, so I assume that's going to be my light. So I'm just enhance it by just adding a little dot right there. Perfect. Is that good? I want it to be sharper. Reduce the hardness, or increase the hardness on that. Okay. So that's nicer. Yeah. Just an additional like glimmer in the eye. And then too, the thing is the light source was really tiny, right? I used my my projector. This thing, it's kind of old at this point. It's from Godox, and so this is the light source right here. You blast the flash through this side. This is where the light comes out. So it's really small. So that's why the catch light was so hard. Was so small in the eyes. And so on and so on. We need that catch light. Wait, that's light, cash light. All right, very good. What else we got going on here? Okay, I'm gonna do a face focus on her face. So I'm gonna brighten up her face and then darken everything else around it. Now I do have an action, or I bought an action that does this automatically. And so I'm just gonna use that. Okay, doke. All right, let's see what this action does. Okay, I think that looks amazing, actually. You tired? You ready to go home? Why not?
I like being here.
Judah is at home. You can hang out. You can chill. It's fine. Okay, so the face focus really helped to smoothen out the difference between her body and face, right? Because before, her body again was really bright, her face was kind of dark, and so now face focus just kind of adds a little bit of brightness to her face and darkens the rest of her body. So now it's more even and it looks more natural. Does it look more natural? Because natural, that's natural, but I guess this looks more supernatural. There we go. It's like perfect world. Okay, so I don't know. Her leg right here is bugging me. Ooh, what just happened? Okay, so I think that's it for this. So I'm gonna hit save. Move on to the next image. This is the last one. You know, I wish I had her let down her hair. I wish I had her let down her hair. Where's my chat? Oh my gosh. Why can't this chat window just like stay where it needs to go? Okay, we'll keep it right there. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Thanks for liking. I appreciate that. All right. So last image, and then I'll show you some of the other images from the shoot. So again, what we're starting out with, I already fixed the backdrop. Kind of fixed the backdrop. I'm keeping some of it kind of dirty. I'm not cleaning up and perfecting everything here, even though the name of my channel is Perfection. So first I cleaned up. I just extended the backdrop. I used a combination of like content aware fill in addition to just stretching out some of the some of it, right? Because I was using my 42 megapixel camera, so it's easy to stretch without having artifacting. And now I'm gonna work on some frequency separation. I use frequency separation with dust and scratch, if you guys are familiar with that. And so she has some blemishes and stuff. I'm gonna leave this layer on. Let me zoom out. Wait a second. Okay, so from the zoom out, I can see like right here on her arm is a little. Let me get another layer and just draw it on. I'm already seeing some stuff that I want to address. So I'm seeing like right there, for instance, her arm, of course, is all the various things on her face. I'm seeing this on her hand, right there, this right there, some blemishes on her chest, the veins that are popping out in her leg, on the backdrop, this, that. Yeah. Those are all the things I'm seeing so far. So, easy peasy. Let me delete that now. So a lot of this stuff is color and tone. So I'm going to use the frequency separation to kind of handle some of this stuff. I'm going to use a mixer brush also to kind of brush it away. I know some people are like against it. But like, yo, it's easy. It saves a lot of time. And honestly, it saves a lot of time. And then honestly too, unless you're using like AI or something, then okay, I like to remove the other layer there. Okay, I don't like this kind of darker tone right there that kind of goes up to her neck. I can probably use dodge and burn to get rid of that. Or another thing you can do is just paint it. So let me first do all the mixer brush stuff, and then I'm gonna probably paint it away. And I remember not liking the tone underneath her armpit right there, or close to her armpit. So I'm taking very small strokes. How can I play some music? Yeah, so I'm taking some very small strokes. I'm gonna head to her head. I don't know. I wasn't feeling how her makeup was. I feel like she probably did it herself. But there's this like really big band of like darkness around the edge of her forehead. I know that's like contour, and then you kind of bring it up towards the center and all this kind of stuff. But it was just not very well done, right? And so I wasn't feeling that, so I gotta mess with her makeup a little bit. Now, unfortunately, for some people who love doing their own makeup, see, I'm pushing that kind of darkness back towards the hairline, that contour back towards the hairline. I know for some girls who do their makeup, they will, and who love doing their own makeup, like, if you mess with it, they will know. They're like, that's not how I do my makeup. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm gonna take off this layer here so I can see what I'm doing. The aim in doing this right is to make really small strokes. I'm using a cheap Wacom tablet. I got enough bills to pay. I don't need to buy an expensive Wacom tablet just to retouch. And, ooh, yeah, her chin was an issue. I'm just trying to blend some of the tones, just to kind of soften the transitions and stuff. I'm gonna show you behind a before and after on her face in about 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, One. Okay. I didn't remove the blemishes yet, but just the tone difference. That's before, that's the after. See, like some of these, there's some red tones here from the acne and just like unevenness on her face. Also the makeup issues. And so what I did was push back the makeup, the contour, because it was just like halfway down her face. And so, or halfway down her forehead. And so I didn't like that. So I pushed that back a little bit. And so that should look a bit better. I'm also going to use the stamp tool now to kind of get rid of some of these blemishes. My stamp tool is set to current layer so that I can so that it only samples the texture layer on the frequency separation. I seriously, please remember to like if you haven't already. Subscribe. I have a lot of like behind the scenes photo shoots on my YouTube. That if you are into photography or if you're looking for ideas for shoot that you have coming up, then I'm always trying stuff that's new. Even this idea with, I have a behind the scenes of how I shot this and a lot of the other stuff I do. Actually, let's take a quick break and take a look at some of the other images from this shoot. Right, I'm using Capture One. Now, these are the images that the client selected. And so these are already edited. Can I zoom in? All right, let me zoom in like this. Come on. Hand. There we go. I should have had to straighten this out, but I did take out some of the wrinkles in post. That's how things are looking. Mylar is just like a big thing right now. It's kind of popping. Everybody's using it. So I decided to give it a go. And second image, we switched into this. Now this is, how many lights am I using in this shoot? I think I'm using only 2. I'm actually using just a little speed light. I'm flashing it onto the Mylar to give me this look with the thing in the back. And I'm using one big light. What is that called? In a softbox. And that's like a 47-inch softbox. It's really big. It's probably the biggest I can have in the studio because my ceilings are so low. All right. I think, so I have this shot right here, I think is like the #1 shot of the entire shoot, right? Like it says everything. And because of course she has this like flowy outfit or whatever. So I was like, okay, flowy outfits we have to throw. And so we started throwing them, we started picking them up, dropping them, and she was doing a really good job of like keeping her hands like very light and very, she has some experience modeling. I think she did some stuff in like television or whatever on Latin TV. And so she has some experience doing that stuff. So this is another very simple look, just gray, sitting on this red chair and this. Now, she actually doesn't speak. She probably speaks like a couple words in English. And so I was having a really hard time because I don't speak any Spanish. So I was having a hard time communicating. And so it was a little rough. So some of the things I just had to let it go. Like when I want her to drop her chin, drop her face or whatever, because she kept throwing her head back, which some people throw their head back, some people tuck their chin in. And so, everybody has their thing. I like these black and whites. Oh, let me move this out the way. Little these black and whites. Those are great. Okay. So I wasn't feeling the color, but I kept some color just in case she wanted color. Then she had this this black, Asian outfit thing. I decided, hey, well, if it's Asian, you gotta put it on red, right? Like duh, it's a given. And so I put it on red and also shot red into it. And so we got some of these looks. Okay. And now we are working on the final few shots here. So I have these two. Let me give them a 4-star. So we have these two, and now I just finished this one, and I'm about to do this one, and I'm working on this one currently. Okay, so that's where we're at. All right, so back to our regularly scheduled program. All right, so I'm just gonna continue cleaning up like along her chin and these other areas real quick. Yeah, man, so like creating content has been a little on the rough side this year, but a little on the rough side this year, but I hope to just, especially this week, because I actually have a ton of BTS that is sitting unedited on my drive here, and I'm always looking for new people to do new creative shoots with. I'm actually trying to come up with a new fine art idea. I usually try to do one fine art, like at least 2 fine art ideas a year. Something that requires a bit of production, something that requires you to like build a set or something like that. So I always try to do 1 or 2 per year, or at least for the last few years I've been doing 1 or 2. But I'm struggling to come up with an idea. I'm thinking of doing like a Norse mythology kind of thing. With like a Valkyrie and but honestly, the armor and that kind of stuff is mad expensive. I'm like, do I really want to invest in this? I mean, I'll invest if it's gonna have some kind of return. But I'm not quite seeing how it's gonna have a return except for like maybe getting published. And for something that's fine art, there's not a lot of publishers out there who are willing to pay for that right now. And so I don't know, I'd have to see. Okay, nice. So I think that's it for the top part of her body right there. That's again before. That's after. Before. And after. Now, because this is going to be on, it's mainly for social media, I'm not being as detailed with it as I would be if I was planning on printing this, then I would be crazy detailed. But for social media, I'm not really gonna be super detailed. But these green veins is not it. These green veins are not it. So I'm using the mixer brush to to move pixels around here and soften the look of those veins. There's a weird shadow on her leg right there. Alright, so you guys, did not cut off her feet this time. I didn't do it. Please don't leave me any bad comments. There's some people out there who really love feet, so, and they're like, get really upset with me if I cut them off, so. Like, I did not cut her feet off. She needed to shave too, yikes. Sorry, I'm not gonna talk bad about my client here. This shot was relatively underexposed because of the projector head. It takes away so much exposure. When you blast the flash through it, I have to have my flash almost at full power, like either like half power or like almost full power. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. Alright, I'm going to do some global dodge and burn real quick. And I'm going to probably use it to fix any issues I might come across. I'm going to have my brush at like 6. I might dial it back later. See if I can get some music.
Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans may qualify for help from National Debt Relief. Minimum payments could literally keep you in debt for decades. $10,000 in debt can take anywhere from 14 to
test stream again to kind of remind myself how to configure everything here, because I haven't done this in a while and I just figured I'll do it out of the blue. Anyways, let's finish up. So again, I'm going to do a stamp visible layer. This is just kind of my process now that I've learned to like over the years. I'm going to do a high pass on that stamp visible layer. I'm going to leave it at 5 just because, again, all the images I've done so far are on 5. I'm going to change that to hard light. Hard light. There we go. That adds a lot of textures. It's sharpening. It's sharpening, but it's too much sharpening. So I'm only going to put it to about 60. And the main point is just to add this kind of like printed page texture. So it feels like, you know, you're looking at a magazine and the image is no longer like perfect. And so, but to kind of sell the effect, I'm going to also add noise. I'm going to add noise, and I'm going to drop that to about 50% noise. Also, what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy. Oh, I forgot to add contrast to that. No wonder it's a little different. I'm trying to keep all the looks consistent. So catch light. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna add a contrast layer. It's my own, what do you call it? It's my own action, right? So all it is just a very, very simple, a very like small contrast curve. And I have that layer set to luminosity. And right now it's at 84% contrast, which again, I try to keep the contrast the same across the board, like across all my images. But then I also have a flatten layer, which all it is just erases the blacks and it drops the whites, so that my blacks don't ever go completely black and I don't ever lose like complete detail. And that I have opacity on at about 39-40%. So without it, that's what that looks like. With it, you know, just adds a little bit extra shadows. All right, and now I'm going to do a face focus because, again, her face is a little bit darker than the rest of her body. So I'm going to create a layer. And, of course, you can make your own action of this. I'm just going to paint her face to white. Or it doesn't matter what color, really. And I have an action from Nino Bautista that does this for me. What does it do? Okay, so what it does, this action, it selects the area that you have painted. It makes a mask out of it, and then you create an additional layer of the same thing, invert one, and then you brighten it. You brighten one and you lower it. Anyways, yeah, I'll show you what it does in a second. So you just hit play, continue, and so now it creates two curve layers, and then it lightens the face on one, which hopefully you can see, and it also darkens everything else around it on the other side, right? Oh shoot, I didn't fix the darkness on her chest. That's kind of standing out now to me. All right, so it darkens everything else. So I'm going to actually lessen this because it's a bit intense. And same thing for the one on her face. I'm gonna I don't want to feel like a spotlight. But now still yet, you know, the face and body are a little bit more even. Yep. I'm gonna fix that area on her chest because that's gonna annoy me. There's this like dark spot that comes across right there. I'm just gonna take a paintbrush I'm going to sample an area for skin right there and just paint it over. All right, let's see. Before, after, before, after. Missing some spots there. Okay, let's see again. Before and after. I feel like that's way better. Also, now that I'm here, I'm seeing some areas around her neck right there. I'm gonna just lighten that up a tad bit. Oh my gosh, I said I wasn't gonna go detailed. All right, here we go. Fantastic. That's less bothersome. And I'm actually going to reduce the opacity on this just a tad bit so it blends a little bit better. So it doesn't seem like I splash paint. Okay, sweet. That looks great. I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna exit. And I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much if you dropped by. Thanks for watching. Remember again to like, subscribe if you liked it, if you learned something. If you have any suggestions on creative shoots, please, hit me up. Leave it in the comments. Drop me a Pinterest link or something. Guys, hook me up, man. Turn me on to some photography stuff. Anything that I can probably do like in studio. Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Why didn't you come up in my chat? Yeah, definitely. So yeah, again, if you guys come across anything, any ideas that, you want to see me try. Yeah, if you come across any ideas that you want to see me try, like in a studio, my lighting setup, I have about 3 lights, which are like 8300s, and I have a speed light, and that's pretty much all I'm using. Guys, I waited until like Black Friday to buy most of my stuff. And for the first few years of like photography, everything I made, I put it into equipment. I put it into investing in my craft. I pretty much didn't take a salary for like 2 or 3 years, right? In order to get to where I'm at right now, which I'm still very small and still very much growing. And so, yeah, this is one of the shoots right here that I haven't yet. I still need to edit. I still need to edit the video for. But either way, but that's what I've done, is poured everything. So now I'm trying to create some content here for YouTube. And so another thing I plan to do a series of photo shoots in interesting locations. And we're going to see how that goes. I'm going to go around Connecticut. I'm going to find some interesting locations where I can take some photos and go from there. All right. So again, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Trevauhn. This was Perfection Films, Perfection Studios, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.